Okay, now what I want to talk about today is the retiring of Google Map Maker. And Seth actually did a video on this called Retiring Map Maker. And which you can see right there in the members area. Map Maker is going to be gone after March 2017. If you're watching this video at a later date, you already know this is true. The rest of the information here is going to make a lot more sense as you watch it, though. To replace Map Maker, they are using the Local Guides program. And Seth actually covered that in his video on the Local Guides and Map Maker comparison. But if you just type in Google Local Guides into a Google search, you get to the Local Guides homepage. You know, there's the URL right there, but it's likely to change. I would watch this video here about Map Maker, the function it used to have, and the Local Guides program, how that's replacing it. Again, if you're watching this archived video and you're watching it in the future, like a couple years in the future, this might be old news to you. But for those of us watching it right now, this is super current stuff. Okay, so I would encourage you to watch Seth's video. He goes in there you actually need to convert your Local Guides account into, your Map Maker, any Map Maker accounts that you have, need to convert them into a Local Guides account. Seth goes through all that in this video, Retiring Map Maker. I want to encourage you to watch it. The reason why you want to do this is because any edits that you've made in a Map Maker account get transferred over into your Local Guides account. And what Local Guides has is they actually have levels, level 1 through 5, depending on how many edits you've made. And each Local Guides level has increasing privileges and increasing authority in Google to make changes without needing approval. I just dropped a bomb right there. I hope you guys caught it. If you didn't, send me a private message. So Seth goes in that video through the details of how to convert your Map Maker account into a Local Guides account. Encourage you to do this as soon as possible, and at this point you can you can just start using Local Guides. I'd encourage you just to start using it instead of Map Maker to make your changes. There's a couple of advantages to it, especially if you're doing grayish hat type stuff. Any Local Guides changes are not viewable in Map Maker. So in other words, if you're doing anything that's gray hat or black hat on the maps and you do it through a Local Guides account, none of the Map Maker editors will be able to see the thing you did. Now after March of 2017, when they retire Map Maker, this won't matter anymore. But up until March, anything you do in Map Maker will still be able to be seen, edited, approved, or disapproved by other Map Maker editors. So I would just encourage you just to shift over completely into the Local Guides program. Start getting used to it. We're going to see a lot of changes over the last few months, over the next few months, but it's still worth jumping in, getting started. A couple things I want to talk about the Local Guides program. Joy Hawkins had a great article that she put out, which I'd encourage you to read. If you just do a Google search for Terrify SMB's Map Maker, you'll see her article right there at the top. I want to go through a couple things from this article. Now she's a 100% white hat, and so you have to take that into consideration. Some important parts about local guides that I think are great. One, allowing spammers to hide rather than vanquishing them. This is the local guides program presents a great opportunity we'll be talking about more and more in future months. Because your edit history is invisible to the mapmaker community and to other users in general, this is an awesome opportunity if you're doing any kind of lead generation that involves less than 100% real locations, or if your business is in a weird situation where you have to use a non-Google approved address, things like that. This is presents a great opportunity because it used to be that everything you did was visible on MapMaker no matter where you did it from. And so all the other, crusaders, Googled crusaders that are against whatever you're trying to do could see what you were doing. Obviously, unless you had a hidden address, but now any address, even if it's visible to the public, anything you do won't be shown on MapMaker. It's also more difficult at this point to see the history of any listing at all through the local guides program. Now that might change in the future, but it's still an awesome, awesome opportunity. So she goes through a bunch of stuff in here I'm not going to talk about. Okay. I'm going to let you just read that article on your own. I want to talk about the local guides levels. Just a second here. Let me bring it up so you can see it. If you go to local guides benefits and look at their little graphic here, they scroll through the different levels, but you can see level 1 to level 2, which is 5 or more edits. Level 3 is 50 plus edits. Level 4 is 200 plus edits. And level 5 is 500 plus edits. Okay, I would encourage you, the other reason why I want to encourage you to jump into the Google Local Guides program and start making edits through there is that you want to get your level up to level 5 as soon as you can. There are a lot of benefits of level 5, and one of them is that a lot of changes go through without approval. Again, Derek caught it earlier, but it is true that especially if you're on level 4, even some level 5 accounts, there will be changes you'll be able to make without needing approval at all, okay? Obviously, that's going to be something they're going to adjust as time goes on, but having a number of level 5 accounts under your belt is very important. In fact, we even have competitors that have level 5 accounts, and I can see them going like total kamikaze on these accounts, like going in and just making like 100 spam changes for their lead gen campaigns, just doing as many as they can before Google nukes the account, stuff like that. Level 5 accounts are very powerful, and I know you're looking at that number, 500 edits, thinking, man, that's crazy, but you can totally outsource this. Just go through our proxy section, or hiding your address. We have a video in the members area about hiding your address on Google. Hiding your identity on Google. Go through those videos, set it up how I say to set it up, then give it out to an outsourcer and have them start making edits for you to get your account up to level 5. It's not that hard to do. We have a number of level 5 accounts already. If you have any older accounts that are MapMaker accounts, get those transferred over like Seth shows in the video that he made so that you can take advantage of any past edits that you made. So it'll transfer your MapMaker edits over and include those into your total tally of edits to get you up a few levels right off the bat. Another thing I will say is that, which I probably shouldn't even let out here, but if you have an older Gmail account, or maybe you have a few older Gmail accounts, like a lot of people have like a Gmail that they set up 5 years ago and they never really used it, find your passwords, get those Gmails back, any unused older Gmails, because a lot of aged Gmail accounts right off the bat, you can change simple things like hours or adding missing info, especially if there's listings that are completely missing information, like if they're totally missing a website or they're totally missing a phone number, and you add one in with an old Gmail, even if it doesn't have a lot of edits. At this point, the point of recording this video, those edits go through unapproved as well. I'm talking about unclaimed listings. Okay, I'm dropping bombs like crazy here. I probably shouldn't even say all this at this point. But get those old Gmails fired up. But the reason why I say that is an aged Gmail is a great way to get your level 5 status quickly, because it's not just any edit that adds to your tally, it's an approved edit that adds to your tally. So you can't just go, helter-skelter adding all kinds of stuff to the map. That it has to be actually approved by Google or by the missions program, which I'm going to talk about in a second. And so if you have an older account and you start doing simple changes, like a lot of businesses are missing hours. It's easy to get a hold of their hours from their website and to add those to their listing, especially an unclaimed listing. And then if you have an aged Gmail, a lot of times that change will go through right away. There's a lot of listings out there that don't have phone numbers for whatever reason. They were auto-generated. They're unclaimed on the map. It's really easy to get a hold of those phone numbers. You can find them on websites. You can find them on Yellow Pages type sites. And you can just add phone numbers, legitimate phone numbers, and add to the map. And really, since an aged Gmail has unapproved, you can add stuff unapproved, then pretty soon your point level starts to stack up really fast. So we have outsourcers that have spent many hours for us just bulking up accounts for use by doing this type of thing. Again, I just dropped some massive bombs in the last 5 minutes. I hope you're recognizing the potential of what I just said. If you don't, again, private message me. Okay. So some things we've done is finding like a category that's missing a ton of hours, right? Like city parks, for example. Again, I'm giving away way too much here, but like city parks, a lot of times they don't have any hours listed. But almost every city has like hours listed for every park. You can go through, have your outsourcer add hours to every single city park in a big metro area. They're probably going to go through unapproved if you have an aged Gmail, but even if you don't, they're going to get approved, right? Because it's a legitimate, correct change. There's no reason why it wouldn't be approved. And you're going to start to see your point level rise. Again, adding websites, adding missing phone numbers to businesses. Again, I'm talking about all legitimate changes, not we're not talking about doing nefarious stuff here. We're just talking about finding information out there that you can find easily from other places like company websites or Yellow Page type sites or whatever, and just adding that to the map. it doesn't, if you're not a higher level of a local guide, it doesn't let you change things. But if there's missing information, it lets you add things with an HTML. And a lot of times it'll go through unapproved. Again, it really depends on the category and the history of the listing and so on. That's not like a blanket statement, but we found that to be true many, many times. Again, I am dropping a serious bomb right here, people. Okay. Start getting those point levels up. Okay, again, watch the videos in the members area here of hiding your IP address from Google so that you have all these accounts separated, but you want to get to level 5 as soon as you can. Now, once you're level 5, you can do a lot of things. You can change phone numbers. You can do a lot. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about here is the missions function. Okay. And let me just show you something here. Okay, here's a great video on the missions function. Again, it's from a while back, September. Okay, September 2016, so it's from a while back, but it's still a great article just to get you up to speed on what the missions feature is. Okay, I'd encourage you to go out there and read it. Let me send this URL out to everybody on the Q&A. You should have it there in your question and answer box there. Send it to everybody. Or you can just do a search for this this title here, Google Maps Local Guides gets gamification feature. It'll pop right up. Again, I'm saying, I know you're going to look at that and say that's an old article. It is fairly old, but still, if you have no idea what the missions feature is, this will explain it pretty well, okay? So basically what you can do is, and this is the reason why I'm bringing this up, is this is the space to watch, okay? The missions feature is the thing you want to be watching for the area that Google uses to replace a lot of MapMaker features. In the past, you could see the history of any listing in MapMaker, which we've used so much. We're in MapMaker constantly. Especially with the lead generation side of my business, we are constantly in MapMaker. And so I'm really hoping that in the missions area is where a lot of those features will be placed. So watch the missions area for this. Now, things you can do in the missions area is, and again, they go through this in the article, but here is the feature you can use also to add points to your local guides, account. All right. If you use this missions feature, it will bring up for you things that are missing information. Okay, these are listings that are missing information, like phone numbers, hours, and websites. See those three things, phone numbers, hours, and websites? Those happen to be the things that are very easy to add in with an aged Gmail and get them approved either very quickly or auto-approved. Okay, they'll make up a list for you in your area. Again, this is an Android app at this point, so it's not a desktop thing. You have to do it on your phone. So it makes it a little harder to have, if you've got a local guides account that you've been using or a MapMaker account that you've been using a proxy for on a desktop, it makes it a little harder to take advantage of this. But what you can do is you can have your phone sitting there right by, or your outsourcer can have their phone sitting there right by the desk, and you can go into any local guides account on your phone and use the missions feature to look up things that need stuff added to them, listings that need missing info added, and then you can then switch over to your desktop and do a search in your desktop on maps through your proxy, and add it through that local guides account on your desktop. So that's one way you can do it if you don't have your phone set up well to switch between proxies and stuff like that. Let me scroll down a little bit, show you something else in this article. Okay, this is Check the Facts mission. Okay, this is where you are going to probably see a lot of the fact-finding and research functions of MapMaker start to appear more and more over the future months. I really hope this is where they put it. If they put it anywhere, I mean, I hope they do revive those features and don't kill them. So that's where you can do a lot of your research, and you can see a lot of the history and stuff like that. It's going to ask you to approve other people's changes that are being made. Watch carefully. Okay, I will say, watch this carefully. You're going to see what very, very smart people are doing, black hat people are doing. If you go into Check the Facts, you're going to see a lot of stuff in there being done. It's very creative, but you can learn a lot by just watching it. Let me just say that. So local guides, get in there, check it out. There's a little bit, at this point, there's a little bit of conflicting information as far as what level of a local guides account you have to have in order to see the Check the Fact, in order to have a mission function in there. Some people, I don't have any like level 3s or level 2s accounts at this point, but actually I might have a level 3, I'm not sure, but some people have said that lower levels, 2 or 3, also see the mission function, and some are saying that you have to be an upper level, like a 4 or something, to see the mission function. I would just go in and see if it's available to you. All you have to do is sorry, just a second. Bring up something here. All you have to do is this right here. See, now they say in this article if you're a level 4 or level 5 local guide, but lower level guides have also said that they see it. You have to have the latest version of Maps for Android, okay? And then you can go into the Your Contributions tab and see beta new cards to improve the map near you. At this point, there's only 2 missions to choose from. They might add to that. You know, obviously, as they start to bulk out the local guides program, but that's how you get into the missions area through your mobile device. Okay, any questions on that? Anybody on the call have any questions about what I just shared? But yeah, that's a great question. You can do everything through a desktop, okay? Any local guides thing you can do through a desktop, all right? Just through your regular browser. Again, watch Seth's video for the details on how to get into the local guides area, how to transfer your MapMaker accounts over, etc. The mission part, at this point, just the point of recording this, the mission part of the local guides program is only through an Android device. I don't know in the future if they're going to move that over and allow you to do that through a desktop as well. I know that Google really, really likes mobile because they have the GPS function built in, so they can tell if you are actually in the area that you're making edits to, which helps them to know whether or not to trust what you're doing. I just dropped another huge bomb. I hope you recognize it. But yeah, Google loves mobile, trusts mobile GPS data. Again, I'm dropping bombs like crazy, but they're very trustworthy of mobile GPS data. And so I think that's why they're pushing the mission feature to be a mobile only feature, but they might roll it out to desktop in the future. Again, if you're watching this video in the future, you might know the answer to this that we don't know now, but at this point, yeah. So that's why I said just do your research on your mobile device and then make your changes through your desktop. If you're trying to bulk out a certain local guide account that's only through a certain proxy, etc., on your desktop, and then you just use the mission research feature on your mobile device and then just make the changes through the desktop is how I'd recommend it. It's really easy. I mean, we have Filipino folks doing this stuff. It's really easy to do. Start building up those local guides accounts.